Hey, Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Today is Monday, September 10th, 2018. I hope you had a good weekend. I want to quickly talk about today, and then we're going to pause and then look at it a little bit later. This is highest volume bar. It's on the blue side, and you can see was 6846, and then it tops out at 6852. So this is what I mean by 5, 6 ticks away, or 3 to 5 or so. This was 6 ticks away. It's right in that um, zone of what do you do? Well, what I like to do is wait for it to cross back over and then get in. But if you look at this, the crossover doesn't happen until right here, and then your entry point's way down here. And that's almost like the move has already happened. So where else would you look at? Well, look back at the prior break point of where the market went prior. So when the bar was printed, you could look right in this area and say, all right, well, if it gets below here, I want to try to short it at this point. So what I'm going to tell you is that I know I'm looking at this in the sign of hindsight, but if I wanted to try to catch this market and still give myself an opportunity, this is where I would have found some value, right below the R1 line, using this high volume bar to get me in. And noticing that the topping pattern is now below the previous area of where it was going up. So now what you run into an issue with perhaps would be this headline or neckline break wouldn't have happened here. It would have went up and then went back down. So this is questionable as far as trading goes, but with the highest volume bar being on the blue side, if you don't catch it right up here at the high, which you're above the R1 line, so I'm not really apt to take a fake out above the R1. So that means I'm not usually willing to jump in right here. So if I'm not willing to jump in right here, where would I find value? And most likely I'd find value right around this area. And then we just look and see if the market, probably by the time it opens up, it's going to be back up here at R1 now. So it's a matter of how you look at it. It's a matter of how you approach the trade. Can you get a 1p move early in the morning? Today that would be worth between 18 and 19 ticks. So it was definitely doable early, going down to 6806, 31. So you had you had more than 18, but roughly you had 1.5 move available at 68.31. So that's kind of the thought process. You almost had 1.5. It had been 68.03 for 1.5. So a 1p area would have been doable on an early trade and up 18 ticks to start with. Or you just stay away from it and wait. So that's kind of the thought process behind using highest volume bar, and especially when it relates to pre-market. You're trying to stay in it. I'd like to stay in the trade. Ideally, I'd like to see but coming in here, you have to think that we have a potential to run at least up through the R1 and set up another higher low or a lower high. One of those two things is going to happen. All right, talk to you in a bit. With all things being equal today, talked about that bar earlier, back here, 250. I think it's played out right now, so I want to stand aside. I kind of want to be short, but I'm debating about being short into the open, coming down, and maybe we'll go down to pivot, maybe lower. So I'm thinking about it. I want to wait and see the 8 o'clock open though. I'm thinking about putting an order entry right here at the 94 mark. So I will let you know. Okay, there was no entry at the open. The open outcry open at 8. My computer crashed as well, so that was interesting. But the battery backup kicked in, and then it allowed me to. And then one of the good things about T4 platform is it's web, internet related. So if you're in, it'll keep your trade as long as you know where your target was and where your stop was. It's going to hold it for you. So that's not a bad thing if crap happens. So we are trading right at the 5-minute 200 bar line. And let's go ahead and look top down. Let's look top down here and see what we can see. Making a move up right now towards R1 again. The hourly is way up here. We start top down look from the day chart. So we're inside this range again. 68, 69 is like we were last week. So we're hanging out around there. Let's move this over and go to the hourly charts. Ideally what I'm looking for is a volume bar of at least 1,000 to get involved again or look at it. So looking at the hourly charts, let's move it over. Nothing really. We have a 200 bar way up here. 15 minutes. Where is it on the 15? It's below at 15, so it's been, if you look at this versus the 5-minute, here's the 200 bar on the 15-minute, here's the 200 bar on the 5-minute. So both of these are showing it moving above it right now. So I would say that we have a possibility of the short of below the 6,800 mark. If you're looking at this, it's showing 67.98. It's kind of where I was looking to get involved with it, below this mark, and now we're above it. So the highest volume bar is blue right now. Came in at 253. I would say that's been played out though. So we're looking for another high volume bar to get involved, and then debating about if we want to be in it or not. So at this point I'm going to be standing aside until I see something I want to trade off of. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, we see our first bar above 1,000 for the morning. 1150. Coming in at 829. Hitting that R1 line. Wait for it to cross above what I call the highway before I get involved or look at any short. Okay, so we have a close above here. Look to short at 25. Alright, so 68.25 is entry point. 1P target is 68.07. Trailing behind. GAN number today is 6657. That seems a long way away, but let's go after it. 6657 for now. Of course, it would take a lot less than that. What's R2 today? S2 is 6638. S1 is 6712. So let's actually go S1 for now. 6700 is GAN 90-degree angle. That perhaps could be doable. We'll go that. Of course, we need the market to move. I'm going to pause here until we either hit my stop or we go at least down to 1P. Move the stop one tick above R1 for now. I don't like being on 5s, but that's where it's telling me to be. Alright, now we're going to use this here and go 31. $32. Pause. Okay, first trade hit stop. Hit stop at 31. Coming up through here, that's what the mark told me, 17. 31, 32. So first trade's out and done. Standing aside until we see another volume bar that's worthy of trading now. Pausing. Okay, so we only went higher by one tick. We'll go one fake out entry at 30. We'll use this as the high. So we don't want it to go back here if filled. $68.30 makes $68.12 a 1p target now. And it doesn't matter anyway. Alright, so now we're definitely standing aside. Wait for new volume bar to kick in above 1,000. Be back when I see it, if I do see it. Alright, GAN number on the up is 6908 today. So I would assume we're going to knock out the 52 right now. We're going to find out what's above 52. At least that's what I would assume the market's going to do. We've already taken a shot at the short side, so ideally I want to see some high volume kick in, and I want to see us bust the 52 mark to see what's above here. We'll see. Okay, we're coming up to it now. See what's up here. Come to a new conclusion how to go after something. You know, I liked my fake out entry because it just barely went up there, but I perhaps could have been a little bit more patient and then waited for it to move back up and then take advantage of it. So I probably gave the market 7 ticks too many today so far. But it was still below R1 on the fake out. So I'll take a fake out if it's in between R1 to pivot. But I won't do it now since we're trading above R1. Now I'm going to wait for high volume and wait for a true setup to happen. And of course, I'm still looking short. There's more power if the market wants to go down. Although right now, from Friday into today, we've kind of bottomed out. So I want to be a little bit more cautious on any of my short side entries. I really want to see high volume, and then I want to see a 1, 2, 3 setup. And even then, it could bring me in and take me out and knock me out, because the movement has swung to the long side from Friday to today. Now it's heading down. Look at that bullshit move. This is all the trap. I still think it's going to hit that the high. All right, so I'm pausing until we see something that's worthy of talking about. So I'm trying to keep my trigger finger off the trigger finger. So I went back to my character and just sitting here out here clicking and fishing, because it's not worth, you know, keep on trying to guess what the market's going to do. I would prefer to see the market make a new high right now and see a high blue bar volume. So personally, what I'd like to see, get my screen draw tool out. I like to see, this is the high. I like to see it go up here, get above this, and then we'll see a blue bar volume being blue, getting up here, getting high, and then cresting, and then something like that coming down. We'll see. Might not happen today. I looked back at this 2000 bar, and that's what's telling me right now. This is still, well, it's 2000. I call it 2000, but 1900. This is still the high of the market up here at 68.52. So I'm assuming that we'll try to knock this out, but you know, I could be wrong, and the market heads down from here, and then maybe we see a red bar volume, and the market wants to go, truly it wants to go up. I guess we'll just see what the market wants to do. We'll try to limit our entry points to marks that look good and not just guess what the mark is. So far, honestly, I think I should just had one trade right now and only be down 6 ticks and waiting on anything else right now. So the discretionary fake out that I took over here at this double top, when it was perceived a double top, I should have probably waited for it to come and attempt it back up here again, and that would have stopped me from getting in. But I thought maybe we'd take off quickly down at that point at the R1 and at least retest this area. So what I was thinking on my trade at that point, we had a double top, and I thought maybe we'd come back here to retest this low, and that would allow me to get to break even on the trade, looking to see if we could break through that. But obviously it had other things in mind. Pausing. All right, so here's my thought right now. A 1000 red bar will put us into what I would call a tiebreaker scenario. And then we'll need another bar to come across to show what the true direction will be. Or it could be a failure red bar. So we'll look at that trade if it does show up. And so right now, the hardest part of trading is not being involved in this market one way or the other. But it's really not warranting anything from the way I'm looking at it. It's I can see being long and short both at this point. You know, short below R1, long above R1. I can see both sides, but volume really isn't showing anything. So the best place to be is waiting. As much as I'd like to be involved, I know that being involved in the market creates, for me, more times than not, more loss. Hit stops, just because I think something doesn't make it right, period. So we're an hour 15 into trading, at least from my trading, looking at, well, I mean, I was looking at the market a lot earlier today, but from 8 o'clock to 9:15, 9:16 right now, it's been a little on the upside, but not like, wow, look how hard it's going up. I still believe we're going to hit off that high. We're making a lower high pattern, higher lows, excuse me, making higher lows right now coming up. So if we look back, we can see that we're our pattern right now is lower highs. So we have this one, this over here, and now here. So we possibly have our fourth time, 2, 3, 4 coming back and through. So it might show something. I think if it gets below right through this area, then we could possibly go lower. Ideally, I'd like to see it test up here. But this whole move up that we see has been going up since 6:57 this morning. Now it's coming down hard real quick. Be interesting to see what happens up through here. It says we had this one, and then the 2, then 3, and then you have your 4th right through here, and it's still trying to hold on. Be interested to see what happens at 26 if it gets there. So I'm not going to read into it, but I see a 4th time through below 26. See what happens. We'll pause, and if it runs it, we'll talk about it a little bit later. Alright, so we're making a move for the high right now at the 52 mark. Looks like we're going to go through it. Boy, that's a really tempting fake out bar though. It could come back hard. Let's look at 43. Run with a really tight stop if filled. I want to see it run quickly. I'd like to see it pretty much run within a couple minutes, really seconds. 43 fill and then come right on down. Topping out here and then just zooming on down. Go with a 5-tick stop. Fourth time through entry point. That's what we're using here with a really tight stop. Comes back up, it's going to go and hit that. It's going to bust through the high. 6843 makes 6825 1p target. One half R is 7.5. Be 8. So 13 plus 8 is 21, right? Let's go ahead and protect break even now. Either it wants to go down or it's going to go up to the new highs. Out. Alright, took my shot at it. Now I'm done with trying that right now. That would have been the move. If it wanted to, my humble opinion, that would have been the move right there to send it down. Now I'm in indecisive area. I think we're going to run the high. On the sidelines until I see volume now. I've tried that, and we'll see. Here's an interesting little thing going on right now. Come down here 3 times now. Seems to be a little bit better than this mark here, so I'm going to get rid of that. I can actually stretch it back to here. See what happens here at the 26 mark. So what it's done right now is reached back to the 5-minute bar, and it's heading down. If I could have held in that 43, it didn't go to 48, it stayed at 46. 25 was 1p down off of that move. So it was a valid setup. I just got in a little too close to it. Now I'm feeling like, wow, I just missed the move. Got a little too close to it. 6806 is 2. Then I debated about should I get involved in it at that other mark. Well, at least I saw it, but I didn't have the guts to trade it at that point, but I did see it. The 3P target from 43 is 67.88, which we just ran. 67.88. Damn it. No, 88. Here it is, right there. Ugh. Alright, so let's go back here and think about this for a minute. So I liked it here because it was a double top, and I thought, alright, we didn't bust it and we didn't show any high volume, therefore I was okay. Now when I went to break even right here, maybe I should have held that 5 tick stop and then I would have stayed in it. I didn't want to take another loser though at that point. That was the whole point of going to break even, is I didn't want another loser because I thought we were going to run the high at that point. And I thought, so there again I thought. So 68.06 would probably be a good exit on this trade, not knowing where we're going to go. You know, I would have been trying to get at least back to break even on this particular entry point. So I would exit, being down 13, I think I would take that 68.06. So how close did we go to pivot there? Here's the bottom band from Friday, and then we have pivot. I'm going to remove that trend line. So it definitely ran that 68.06. Looks like if I would have got involved in it, I'd been out, especially if I was involved in it from 43. I think I would have taken the profit off the table. 3P run with a 10 tick stop from 3. If I'd had it at 3, I'd have come out at 98. After we run 3, I'd be wanting that. I would be wanting this. So that would have been my trade exit if I would have been up here at 43. Right there at 98. No, and I would have definitely been out right in here. So this trade from 43 would be over. The only way I'd still stay in this one would be to have the tortoise side of the trade, and I'd use this bottom against this and adding 10, 28, 38. I don't know if I would want to stay in this one though, being that it's more apt to go up than down. feel like I missed that trade. Good setup here. Bad trade decision to get the break even perhaps. So if we're looking at this trade from an outside view looking in now, what have we done? The 15-minute went down to the 200 bar and now it's traded off, and our 5-minute is trading right at it right now. We're right on top of the 200 bar on the 5-minute. So volume really not giving any help. Volume is blue, so you want to be, at least in my humble opinion, you want to be more short than long, but I didn't find a good entry. I mean, I had a good entry, I should say. I just didn't trust myself to stay with it. I'm going to pause here. I don't really see anything I want to do at this point. I feel like I messed that short trade. So what does the market have a tendency to do right now? Right now the market will have a tendency, in my humble opinion, to come back to the break line. So I think upside potential to the break line, and then maybe we have a trade underneath this running down. So that might be the trade that we can get involved in, is once it gets above it to take it down. Otherwise I don't really want to be involved in it. Alright, the market's gone to the lows now and through it. 82 to 78 there. First red bar volume of over 1,000 right here. So we're in our tiebreaker. Low previous was 67.82, now 67.66. There's your tiebreaker. Getting a little hectic in there. $83 to short. Don't really like it there though. Go 81. Plug in that high 68.43. If we'd have caught that, 67.69 would be 4p down. Right there. Do we have any more oomph to go down now? We never did reach pivot though. Removing. If these two bars are equal, bottoming here, I think our shot is for the long. Here I go with I think. But I believe the shot is the long side. Above the 200 bar, taking a shot, going for the highs now. We've knocked out the lows, down to 69. Now I think the market, with the volume that I'm seeing, wants to head up for a while. Let's see if we can grab a 3p target on the way up. That would bring it up to 68.50. 69.08 would be the Gann number I'm after. I think the down's played out now. I'm going to pause here until I get filled. I want to force it to go to 96. Don't want to be on the 5. I'm going to go force it to go 96. If this one loses, will be minus 28. I'll be done on day. Looking for roughly the market to run to 6,900. 100 ticks up. Around 68.88, 69.06. Gonna be one of those days, huh? Let's see if we can knock out that. Going after 6,888. Well, I tell you what, I can't. I'm almost to the point where I'm done trying any long. I just can't seem to ever catch them right. I mean, I can count on one hand how many good long trades I've had over the last 6 months. Most of them end up doing exactly what you're seeing right now. Hope and a prayer that I get to stay in. seriously done taking longs. It's just getting my ass kicked every fucking time. Just cannot catch them. I can't catch them. As many times as I catch them, I tell you what, this is typical, going against me right off the bat. And watch it go hit my stop and then go up. So then it comes down to do I believe the market can go down, and then get involved, and from 15 ticks from there. Just don't get it. I don't get it.